please turn off your cell phones. When addressing the commission, please remember to state and spell your name clearly and speak into the microphone. There are no minutes to approve, so we'll start with public hearings. Calling agenda item number 1, transfer application number 25-01120 for WBCK LP DBA Waikiki Brew Company.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the Commission, Ms. Uri, Robert Uyoka on behalf of Waikiki Brew Co. Present to my right, Mr. Andy Flarty. He is the manager. First name A-N-D-Y, last name F-L-A-R-T-E-Y.
Ms. Uri?
Thank you, Mr. Acting Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application.
Is there anyone in the audience who would like to either testify either for or against this application? Seeing none, commissioners, questions, comments?
None. Okay. Motion to approve transfer application 25-01120.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve transfer application number 25-01120. Any nays or with reservation? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The application is approved.
Thank you so much.
Calling agenda item number 2, application number 24-01594 for JFC International Inc., DBA JFC International.
Acting Chair, Commissioners Terry Lee for the applicant, counsel for the applicant, as well as authorized representative.
Ms. Uri?
Thank you, Mr. Acting Chair and Commissioners. This matter was continued from the June 26th meeting. Public hearing kept open. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application. And for the record, a summary of the April 24th preliminary hearing testimony was provided to Commissioner Cundiff prior to the public hearing.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to testify either for or against this application? Seeing none, commissioners, comments, questions, form of action?
None. Motion to approve application number 24-01594.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-01594. Any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The application is approved.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Calling agenda item number 3, application number 25-00762 for Makaha Golf and Resort LLC.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Keith Kiyuchi for the applicant. Louis Kim, who is the responsible officer director, had flown in last week for the public hearing, but he could not be here today.
Ms. Uri?
Thank you, Mr. Acting Chair and Commissioners. This application was continued from the June 26th meeting. Public hearing kept open. This application has received 1 written protest, 0 letters of support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application. And for the record, a summary of the May 8th preliminary hearing testimony was provided to Commissioner Cundiff prior to the public hearing.
It looks like we have a testifier. I will call you, and then after that, I will ask if there's anybody in the audience that didn't sign in that would like to testify. So is this Adio? Well, please.
I came last time, but I wasn't sure if I could testify again. I had some additional.
You'd like to come testify again?
Yes.
Please, please.
So I'm going to swear you in, and I'm going to run a 3-minute timer. Do you swear that the testimony you give at today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Could you state your name for the record? I apologize. I can't think of the
No
writing.
problem. My name is Carlo Tanwakio.
Can't walk you.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Wong.
Yes. Thank you. So I think there needs to be some additional clarity and communication to the community where this letter was mailed. When I attended the Makaha neighborhood board meeting a couple of days ago, they were aware that this was the country club had a license before, but they were not aware that this is a new application. And that they were also not aware that they serve alcohol till the application was a class 2 category 2 license, which allows them to serve alcohol till 2 in the morning. So I think it's in the best interest to make that clear to everyone, because when I asked the board about it and the community, they were up for having the alcohol license or the liquor license, but not until 2 in the morning. So I think that needs to be made clear to everybody in the community, and somebody needs to go to the neighborhood board meeting and help them understand how we're gonna improve the street lights, have signage, maybe put a sidewalk, do things that are gonna prevent safety incidents on that very windy, again, up highly. There's a lot of elevation changes on that road, and there were 2 fatalities, hit and run, within the last year in December on that road. That's all.
Commissioners, questions for Mr. Tanwakio?
So do you have any suggestions as far as how to make the board more aware as far as the current information you provided?
I think if somebody from Makaha Country Club came and explained what they were doing, and that, because there were some people who knew that they were applying for a new license. Actually, they didn't know it was a new license. They knew the previous applicant who went bankrupt had a license and then expired, but they didn't know that it was a new license. And they also, so if they could explain that they're trying to apply for a license until 2 in the morning, that's fine. I think that they would be amenable to something like 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock normal hours, but not until 2 in the morning.
Mr. Kyuchi, you have a response to that?
Yeah, the class of license is till 2 AM. That doesn't mean they stay open till 2 AM. And that's the same license that was there before. So the statement that neighborhood board wasn't aware, that's the same class of license that was there before. That hasn't changed. It hasn't changed in 10 years, because before that, Pacific Links had the license. They filed for bankruptcy, give or take the end of 2023. And this entity didn't buy the golf course till July of 2024. But there was an entity in between that was operating it for a brief period of time under the Pacific Links license.
So it would be my understanding that it's more the county's responsibility as far as roadway safety and lighting. And I don't know if that falls within the commission's purview or licensing to have. It's good you bring it up as far as safety so that the licensee would be aware, but I think the lighting issue goes back to the city and county.
There's another thing I'll point out. I understand what he's saying about the road, but this is Makaha East, which is it's almost a straight shot on that road. We're only licensing the clubhouse and the golf course. But as far as concerns till 2 AM, the easy way to address that is approve the license and provided that the licensee closes by 11 PM. Because I think we can live with that.
Okay. I have no other questions.
And just for clarification, that road is city and county, right? It's not a private.
It's not a private road.
Okay.
It's been city and county road, yeah.
Makaha Valley development owns that road. It's a private road. I think we have documentation that it's a private road.
But is that the road to the Makaha East Golf Course or the West
Right.
Course?
I'm not sure, but if one of those roads is a private road and the license is for 2 locations, it's the existing country club and for something, an additional, something else. So that, it's not for just one
Okay.
application or one location.
The roads are not part of this license. The roads do not have a separate TMK, at least the road to Makaha East, and even the road to Makaha West does not have a separate TMK. There's another road farther down that through the residential that does have a separate TMK. That road is owned by Makaha, the same owners as this applicant. but that's not going to the clubhouse.
Gosh, it's been so long since I've been out there. I'm not familiar.
Well, the reason I can
Yeah.
tell you that with absolute certainty is because investigator Sato and I had to literally grind through every single parcel that was included. And in that, we came across, I think it's called Jade Street. It's the extension of Jade Street that's owned by the applicant.
Okay, so if you were there, then the neighborhood board knows, and the representative were, told me that you guys don't have construction permits and construction is happening there right now. So I think because you guys are operating in certain ways in a community, if we're talking about a liquor license or a construction license or anything like that, or a road, I think it's just in the best interest for them to come to the neighborhood board meeting and talk to the members of the community. Because even though they're saying that the liquor license was there until 2 a.m. They were not aware that they could serve alcohol till 2 a.m. And so when I mentioned that 2 a.m, that was the concern. So I think it's just in the best interest for them to come together. And I'm just here, my attorney's not here to represent me today. I came on my own accord. And so I'm just trying to translate what their concerns are, because I have the time and the ability to come today.
Other questions for Mr. LIQ?
Thank you for your
No,
testimony.
thank you. Thank you. Anything else? Okay. You can step down.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll ask if there's anyone else in the audience that would like to testify either for or against this application. Okay, seeing none, commissioners? Any other questions, comments for Mr. Kyuchi, form of action?
Can we go into executive session?
You want to read the?
All right, pursuant to Hawaii Revised Statute 92-4, subsection 92-5, subsection A, subsection 4, to consult with the board's attorney on questions and issues on the matter pertaining to the board's powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and liabilities and relating to the action regarding approval of the Makaha Resort. And pursuant to HRS 92-4, subsection 92. Oh,
Yeah, that's the
Disregard
personnel
that.
one. You don't need.
so I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of this purpose.
So move.
Second, okay, we'll go into executive session. We're back from executive session where we were discussing the concerns raised through the public hearing. Commissioners, questions or form of action?
Just a comment, Chair. In our discussions, I think, Mr. Kikuchi, is that it's not under our purview as a commission to require you to do anything beyond following, what is required for your liquor license application and the process, right? So in that regard, I think what we'd like to do is just make a suggestion that as a good neighbor, that you reach out to the community to hear whatever concerns that they might have. And hopefully through that process, maybe address some of them by being a good neighbor.
Yeah, I think this company is a little bit more open to doing that. I think Pacific Links. The issue is Mr. Dushaw owned like 13 golf courses, and there was a little bit of a disconnect. So this company, this is the only asset they own in Hawaii. So I think that I'll mention to Mr. Kim, and he and I exchange emails on a regular basis, that this is an issue. So I'll certainly bring that to his attention. The thing that caught my eye is doing landscaping at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'll talk to him about that, because I don't know about that. So yeah, and you're right. That's not being a good neighbor. So
Thank you.
Yeah, and we appreciate that, and we appreciate your comments as well. And we just want to also make a statement that if there are issues, that the community can file complaints, obviously, that can come to the commission. And then we can address it, whatever complaints that would come in. So it does behoove you to reach out and be a good neighbor, and it sounds like you are, so thank you.
All right. The motion to approve application number 25-00762.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 25-00762. Are there any nays or with reservation? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The application is approved.
thank you.
Thank you. We will move to special licenses. Agenda item number 4, application number 25-03331 for Asian American JCs.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. Ryan Louie, RyanLouie, as a director of the Asian American JCs and the Megabone event that we're applying for the special permit.
Sir Lou, you want to kind of take us through your event?
So the Megabone event, this will be the 3rd year that we've held it. We've been at the Aloha Stadium for the last 2 years, but that's no longer available as a venue. So we are going to be at Leeward Community College this year. Similar venue space for the alcohol sales, the beer garden, and VIP tent, which will be 2 closed off areas. We'll have security, volunteer security, as well as HPD on site to monitor the ages of all the patrons.
Commissioners, questions, form of action?
How many HPD officers will you be having?
We're working with, I believe, former Commissioner Kerry Okimoto to get a good sense of how many. I believe last year we had 8 at the Aloha Stadium venue. We're probably looking at a similar number of off-duty special duty officers for this year. But since it's a new venue, we're still working with LCC and all of our stakeholders to make sure that we kind of get that right.
And you're expecting 5,000?
Sorry, the 5,000 is the total attendees at the event itself.
Yeah.
The beer garden probably closer to 800 to 1,000. I realized that after we put the application in, that was a little misleading.
And size-wise, it's similar to last year's event.
We hope to be
Even though
in
it's a
similar.
different location, you'd still expect the same amount of attendees, a similar kind of mix.
We're hoping for that. We're planning for that. Hopefully we can keep the same numbers. It's we have had about, I think, 10 10,000 total attendees over the last 2 years. So maybe slightly less than that, but hopefully we'll get a good turnout.
And your past experience in terms of having special duty officers on site, the number of them?
We've never had any issues either with the beer garden or having too few special duty
So you
officers.
can use last year's experience to guide you for this year as well.
Yes, that's our plan.
All right.
And wristband for 21 plus only.
Wristbands for 21 plus only on the beer garden side, and then the VIP tent for our sponsors and other special guests. That's all monitored by wristband as well, but not all 21 plus. They may have their own children, but that's all monitored by a specific staff.
Okay, thank you.
Single entry into the beer garden?
Single entry, single exit, and then separate entry into the VIP side.
I have no other questions.
But motion to approve application number 2503331.
Second.
It has been moved and second to approve application number 25-03331. Any nays or with reservations?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The application is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calling agenda item number 5, application numbers 25-03382-1 to 25-03382-3 for Village Events LLC.
Good afternoon, Chair and members of the Commission. My name is Kevin Yu, first name Kevin, last name Yu, and I am a partner at Village Events.
So do you want to take us through your event as well?
Yes, so we do a nightly night market at Pro Ridge Shopping Center every Saturday. We are currently located in between the Uptown and Downtown Mall. But that is subject to change coming next weekend. So we'll be moving to the lower side where the Sears and the Chili's parking lot outside is. So we'll be moving all of our equipment, all of our bordering, etc., to that side of the shopping mall.
Let's see.
Mhm.
What's the reason for the change?
Pro Ridge wanted to allocate that location that we're currently in more towards the mall use. And then so they wanted to allow us to occupy that space outside and try to turn that into something in hopes that it is a larger space. So we could kind of grow as a market as a whole, as well as bring people to Pro Ridge.
It says here you're expecting about 2,000 attendees.
Give or take, yes. We do understand that that part of the mall is kind of unoperated or shut down. So we may see a fluctuation in the traffic. Just depends on whether or not we have mall goers.
Yeah.
Or people that come to our market as a destination market. So granted, needless to say, that's about average what we see currently, but those numbers may be due to change once we move to the new location.
Looks like you're using third-party security services to
Yes.
move on?
Yes,
No off-duty police officers?
no.
And it looks like there's a couple of things pending still yet. Fingerprints. Zoning clearance, is all that stuff taken care of?
Yes, so the fingerprints should have been taken care of, and then the zoning clearance we did submit, and then we brought back as soon as we got the clearance back from the DPP and then dropped them.
Okay, so we have that on file.
Yes.
No other questions.
All right. Motion to approve application numbers 25-03382-1, 25-03382-3 inclusive.
Second.
So moved and seconded to approve application numbers 25-03382-1 to 25-03382-3 inclusively. Any nays or with reservation?
Yep.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The application is approved. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 6, application number 25-04097 for VMFA-333 Association Inc.
Yeah. How's it, guys? My name is Devin Daly, DEVONDAILEY, and I'm from the Hawaii Polo Club, and we're partnering with VMFA-333 for our for this event.
So Daly, you want to take us through the event?
Sure. So it's we partner with the VMFA is a veterans organization that we partner with for our 4th of July every year. And other than that, it's our normal polo event.
We're cutting them close, yeah, today with.
Yeah.
Right, another gun.
Yeah. Commissioners?
I have no questions.
No question.
Anybody?
All right. Motion to approve application number 25-04097.
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve application number 25-04097. Any nays or with reservation? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The application is approved. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Calling agenda item number 7, application number 25-04188, Boys and Girls Club of Hawaii.
Hello, my name is English Jones, Inglish, last name Jones, Jones. I'm the Director of Development for the Boys and Girls Club of Hawaii.
And my name is Ariel Anderson, Ariel Anderson, Special Events Manager for Boys and Girls Club Hawaii.
Would you like to take us through your event?
Absolutely. So this year's the 29th annual Walk in the Country. It's a fundraiser for our organization. Takes place at the Four Seasons. This will be our 3rd year at Four Seasons. It's basically food vendors on the property, auction inside, and youth performances.
Attended in the past, so I remember it well.
Good, you're more than welcome this year too.
Commissioners, questions, comments from faction?
How many people do you anticipate consuming alcohol?
We'll have 500 in attendance, but consuming alcohol. So what we do with our vendors, we usually give them a number of about 250 at max. For each of our drink vendors, we'll have one spirit vendor, one beer vendor, and one wine vendor. So max 250.
They would be the ones checking IDs.
Yes, sir. So we take control of, so we already know like who our youth will be coming in the door, and our sponsors give the guest list. So we'll know if there's any underage before they even arrive.
Okay, good, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I have no questions.
No questions. Motion to approve application number 25-04188.
Second.
So moved and second to approve application number 25-04188. Any nays or with reservation? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The application is approved. Good luck with your event.
Appreciate it.
Calling agenda item number 8, application numbers 25-04193-1 and 25-04193-2 for Bishop Museum.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and Chair. Matthew Choi, authorized agent for Bishop Museum. We have no changes to the report. This is for their Bishop Museum after hours event that's been going on for the past 3 years.
Commissioners, questions from back?
No question.
None either.
Okay, motion to approve application numbers 25-04193-1 and 25-04193-2 inclusive.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve application numbers 25-04193-1 and 25-04193-2 inclusively. Are there any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The application is approved.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good weekend.
Thank you. We'll move on to the public hearings. Agenda item number 9, application number 24-01927 for Island Sound Studios LLC.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. Devin Koba here representing Island Sound Studios LLC, doing business as the Lounge at Island Sound. To my right is Mr. Brian Spicer, SPICER, he is owner operator. We have no changes to them.
Commissioners, questions?
I have none.
None either.
All right, motion to approve application number 24-01927.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-01927. Any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The application is approved.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Moving on to requests, we have agenda item number 10 for request number 25-04433 for Tororo LLC.
Good afternoon, members of the commission. Naomi Cole on behalf of the applicant. Present to my right is owner Ms. Shiho, spelled SHIHO, last name Torimoto, TORIMOTO. We are currently operating under the first temporary liquor license without incident. It's going to expire in about 10 days. We are requesting extension of 33 days for the unused days in the first temporary. The opening just got delayed because the visa application approval was delayed, so she can't start working there until after the visa approval. So that's why there are 33 days we would like to extend out for. Also like to request for 26 days during the second temporary license because we are closed every Monday. So we will have a total of 59 unused days, like we'd like to extend the temporary 1 and temporary 2 liquor licenses for. I just wanted to request it all at one time so that I don't charge her twice for legal fees to come back again during the second, trying to save her money where I can. I know you don't get that from attorneys.
So when did, when was the first day of operation?
It was May 15th. So she got her visa approved on May 1st. She submitted her 2 weeks notice with the prior employer. And then so her last day there was May 14th. So she worked, she basically gave her 2 weeks, then she opened a restaurant like the next day.
And started serving on the 15th?
Yeah.
Okay. Help me understand the Mondays and coming back for us on the Mondays. Did you not know that, or when you filed for the days? How come it wasn't? I'm trying to understand why we're coming back for the Mondays.
Oh, because we're required to request this extension before the first temporary expires.
Right.
Yeah, so then we were able to count exactly how many days it would be. So we turned it in, the request last week and counted all of the total number of days. And then for the second temporary liquor license, we know how many days it's going to be. So I'm just requesting those days now instead of having to come back again when the second temporary is about to expire.
Okay.
So it'll be 459 unused temporary days. So this is the ability for us to be able to continue to operate while the permanent liquor license is being processed and to avoid having to pay the $95 special event license in the event that, we need to do that.
The application was submitted at the end of February.
The application was submitted in December, I think, 2024. For all of the applications, for both the permanent and the temporary.
Shares questions?
Yeah, so help me understand this. You have 2 temps coinciding with each other?
Right. Well, that's how they normally handle it. So once the first temp expires, then we would request an extension to go on the second temporary. And the Liquor Commission only offers 2 temporary liquor licenses for maximum number of days.
But the unused days what was the reason behind the unused days?
Because she didn't get the visa, the federal government delayed with regards to approving her visa application. So they approved it finally on May 1. We submitted it way back in January. So it took them 5 months to approve the visa application. So as soon as it was approved, then she submitted her resignation at the former company, and then she was able to work at this company. You can't work at 2 different places under the visa requirements. So she opened as soon as she could under the legal federal requirements.
The commission may go into executive session for the following reasons. Pursuant to Hawaii Revised Statute, section 92-4 and subsection 92 5 subsection A subsection 4 to consult with the board's attorney on questions and issues on a matter pertaining to the board's powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and liabilities, and relating to the application of the unused days. I will entertain a motion to go deck
Motion, second.
executive session. You. We are back from executive session where the commission was discussing the use and the application of the unused days. So Ms. Cole, in the discussion, well, first, I want to confirm that the first day you're serving for the temp, you said it was May 15th.
May 15th.
Okay. We've set precedents in the past where we've we understand, the commission understands unforeseen things come up, and we've been amenable to add back the days that haven't been used, so we get that. The second one on the Mondays is not something we're looking to do. When we approve the temps, it's for a period of time. It's not by specific day.
Okay.
And it'll just be a tracking and monitoring nightmare for the commission to go do that.
Okay, we
And-
understand completely. We just thought we'd give it a try because, I wanted to make sure that she
Okay.
didn't have to pay for this special just in case. But I'm crossing my fingers that the permanent liquor license will be
Sure.
approved before the second temporary expires.
Got
So we're grateful that for any days that you can give us.
Commissioners, form of action.
Okay, so Ms. Cole, we're going to making a motion to amend subsection 1 to a start date of May 15th. Okay, because that would start your period, right? And we're going to deny number 2 without prejudice, so you can come back at it again.
Okay, thank you
Alright.
very much.
Just a second.
We really appreciate that.
Well,
Yep, second.
Okay. It has been moved and seconded to approve request number 25-04433 as amended by any nays or reservations?
none.
Hearing none, the chair also votes aye. Okay, the request is approved.
Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Thank you. Moving to on request, agenda item number 11 for Cafe WBE LLC DBA Kakako Market and Catering. No, okay, leave that open.
We'll just reschedule.
Reschedule, thank you. Can I get a motion for the adoption of decisions and orders?
Yes, so motion to approve agenda items number 12 through 24 for decision and orders. Second.
It's been moved and seconded for the adoption of decisions and orders for agenda items number 12 through 24. Any nays or with reservation? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The adoption of decisions and orders are approved. We will move to adjudications.
Good afternoon, Chair, Commissioners, Courtney Wong, Deputy Corporation Counsel, handling the prosecution of today's adjudication matters.
Ms. Wong. We will call agenda item number 32 for LCA.
32.
I'm sorry, for number 25 for Yunhee YS Corporation DBA 777 Liquors Grocery and Gift Shop.
Good
Did I say that
afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Keith Kyuchi for the licensee, waive reading of the charge and or plea of no contest.
Motion to accept the plea of no contest.
Second.
Then so moved and seconded to accept the plea of no contest. Any nays or with reservation? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The motion of the plea of no contest is approved.
Mr. Kiuchi?
Oh,
I think
no.
we need the rest of
Long, the reading of the fine.
Yeah, Commissioners, this is the second violation. A prior violation was committed July 17th, 2024, and the recommended fine is $750.
So this violation occurred under a different situation. The licensee has had a services agreement with a woman named Susan Cassell's company, and she's applied for the transfer on January 15, 2025. We did not have a blue card holder in there, but what I recommended that she do, that everybody that works in the store, which is her, the son, and another employee, get a blue card so we won't run into this again. And that's the remedy. The July 17, 2024 violation, and while I understand it's the second violation, that was the previous manager.
Okay,
So council, what is the recommended fine again?
$750.
We're gonna get into dollars. And this is currently the second violation,
Yeah.
correct?
Second violation.
Correct.
So I'm gonna make a motion to approve the recommended fine of $750.
Second.
it's been moved and second to approve a fine of $750. Any nays or with reservation? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The fine of $750 is approved.
Okay.
Moving on to agenda item number 26 for DFS Group, DBA DFS Hawaii, LCV 25-0021.
Austin Tominaga, AUSTIN TOMINAGA.
So Tominaga, would you like to waive reading of the charges or
No, I know what, the charges, so.
waive reading of the charges?
Yeah.
And so how do you want to plead? Do you admit to the allegations or deny the allegations or no contest?
Not sure of the difference, but I know, no contest.
No contest? Okay. The motion to accept the plea of no contest?
Second.
It's been moved and second to accept the plea of no contest. There any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Plea of no contest is approved.
Commissioners, this is a first violation with a recommended fine of $500.
Any explanation?
So I had returned to our Waikiki store end of 2019, then we went into COVID. And during the workforce reduction, when we reopened, it was just overlooked. We had never sold retail liquor, even though we always had a liquor license. And it was before my time, but it must have been about at least over 20 years. We've had the license.
So when did you reopen?
Pardon?
When did you reopen?
Late, I think it was September of 2023. Our airport stores opened prior. And we didn't start carrying retail liquor. I believe it was first quarter 2024, because I had to submit drawings.
Mr. Tominaga, what about now? So are the managers having their cards?
So since then, we had put the license into safekeeping. And after the violation, I requested for the assistant general manager and her supervisor both get cards. Unfortunately, they didn't pass the tests until after they came. So we have a licensed person, a carded person, but the license prior to that has been placed in safekeeping.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion to reduce the recommended fine of $500 to $250, just based on, the chain of events that occurred.
Second that motion.
So moved in second to amend the fine to $250. Any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The fine of $250 is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 27 for Lay Worthy Hawaii LLC, DBA The Lay Stand.
Hi, good afternoon, Commissioners, Chair. I'm Tara. Sorry, I'm not feeling well, so I apologize. My name is Tara Shimaoka, TARASHIMOOKA.
Shimaoka, would you like us to read the charges or waive reading of the charges?
You can read them. Sure, yeah.
Swang?
On or about November 29th, 2024, licensee failed to timely submit the name of every person then employed on the licensed premises who is registered with the commission or who is subject to registration on the date and in such manner as directed by the commission in violation of Rule 3-82 38.8 of the rules of the Liquor Commission of the City and County of Honolulu.
Shimoka, what would you like to plead? To accept the charges, deny the charges, or plead no contest?
I would like to deny the charges. I haven't, it seems there was a discrepancy on
Okay, you
oh.
wanna deny the charges?
Yeah.
So you're pleading not guilty,
Correct,
basically,
correct.
okay? So we're gonna go into what we call a contested hearing now.
Okay,
It's kind of like a mini trial.
Not today, though.
Not today.
oh.
It has to, you have to.
Commissioner.
it
Well,
has-
can I just ask something? I'm sorry, because I have an email with, like, I have the email exchange that we submitted the list, and we have record of that. It
So
wasn't
that- So
received.
that would be
What I
your
had.
evidence.
Okay, got it, okay.
So we would have to
Perfect.
reschedule this.
Okay, so do you have the little blurb in the
Can you
hearing
read that?
memo that needs to be read? It's in that box, text box.
Sorry. All right, so since you have pled not guilty and wish to return for a contested hearing, there will be a few procedures that the commission requires you to follow. First, that 7 days before the contested hearing, both the prosecution and the licensee must disclose to each other their proposed exhibits. Exhibits that are not timely disclosed may not be considered at the contested hearing. Secondly, the parties must disclose to each other the names of all witnesses and the proposed testimony of each witness 7 days before the contested hearing. Witnesses that are not timely disclosed may not be allowed to testify at the contested hearing. Third, each party's exhibits must be uploaded to the Liquor Commission's Google Drive by 4 p.m. on the Wednesday before the contested hearing. Information on how that can be accomplished will be provided to you, to the parties, and will be available on the Liquor Commission's website after that. If you have physical evidence that cannot be uploaded to the Google Drive, please be sure to let the Liquor Commission and the other party know. So as a reminder, each party's personal information, such as medical information, social security numbers and birth dates, or bank account numbers, will be redacted by the party whose exhibit contains that information. Do you understand?
No, maybe I'll do no contest. What? I mean, we're closed, the bar is closed, I just wanna wrap this up, so maybe no contest.
I mean, you're permitted to change your plea if you do whether you admit or do no contest, you would be given the opportunity to explain your
explanation, yeah.
position.
Okay, let's do that then. Sorry, I apologize.
So you would like to change your plea to no contest.
Yes.
Okay, you need to accept that. Yeah,
Okay.
change the plea, please.
So there's a motion to accept the plea of no contest.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the plea of no contest as amended. Any nays or reservation or with reservation?
No.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The plea of no contest is accepted.
Commissioners, this is the first violation with a recommended fine of $250.
Shimoko, you wanna?
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
just, sorry. We did submit the list, and so it was attached. We showed proof to Ivan Capaona, who's the legal clerk. He replied back and said that they apparently didn't receive the attachment. Either way, we did try to comply and give the list, but when the liquor commission showed up at that time. Apparently it wasn't like recorded that we had submitted it, but we have emails that show back that we did send it. So that's all I have.
So you indicated your business is closed,
Correct.
and is that forever?
At that location, and yes, for forever, yes.
And what about your license?
We still hold the license. We are working on trying to like sell the space and the license. But we still hold the license. But we're not operating at that Chinatown location.
Commissioners, any other questions? Right, so being what was just presented, I'm going to make a motion to recommend the fine of $250.
Second.
Then moved and seconded to approve a fine of $250. Any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The fine of $250 is approved.
Okay, thank you.
Calling agenda item number 28 for Broken Glass LLC DBA The Other Side Diner. LCV 25-0006. So we'll continue that one. Oh, well, wait. No. We can hold it open. We can circle back.
Okay.
Okay. Agenda item number 29 for Paia Fish Market Kailua Inc. DBA Paia Fish Market Kailua LCV 25-0007.
Good afternoon, Chair, members of the Commission, Greg Nishioka, here to assist the licensee. To my right is Eduardo Dantas, who's the manager. I've given Mr. Dantas' spelling of his name to the hearings reporter prior to the commencement of today's hearing. Who would waive reading of the violation, stipulate to a factual basis, enter a plea of no contest.
No contest, I have a motion to accept the plea of no contest.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to accept a plea of no contest. Are there any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The plea of no contest is accepted.
Commissioners, this is the first violation with a recommended fine of $250. I'd also like to note for the record that this licensee has no history of prior violations of any kind with the Liquor Commission.
Thank you. Basically, just some background, the Paia Fish Market has expanded from Maui. They now run 2 restaurants in Maui. On Oahu, three outlets on Oahu. 2 are licensees. One is at like a food truck operation, and they're also expanding onto Kauai. Problem is, administratively, there was a miscommunication between the Kailua operation and the main administrative office in Maui. And that's why one thought the other did the proper filing, and then the Liquor Commission cited the Kailua store for not complying with the, filing of the employee list.
Is the list filed?
Yeah, it has been
And
filed.
we have it,
Yes,
okay.
yes. And I think now they've kind of, we're all on the same page. So hopefully this will not happen again. But it's just a matter of the restaurant operation just expanding.
When did the Kailua market open?
2 years ago, about 2 years ago. We did the lessons.
And the Maui operation had been open how long?
More than 30 years. The initial Oahu outlet was in Waikiki.
So you've been open 2 years and this is your first violation?
Yes.
The commissioners, I'm gonna make a motion to recommend a letter of reprimand in lieu of $250.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to issue a letter of reprimand. Any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. A letter of reprimand is issued. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling agenda item number 30 for Rangoon Burmese Kitchen LLC. Okay. Similar.
Yeah.
Calling agenda item number 31 for Skybox Tap House Inc. LCV 25-0009.
Hi, Alan Farinas, LLEN FARINAS.
Alan Wilshire, ALAN
WILT
Would you like we waive reading of the charges or would you like?
Waive the charges and we're pleading no contest.
I have a motion to accept the plea of no contest.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the plea of no contest. Any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The plea of no contest is accepted.
Commissioners, this is a second violation with a recommended fine of $350. The prior violation was on November 30th, 2021. And that was a reprimand with no fine.
Marinas, any explanation?
We had some administrative problems. We were between office managers and it just didn't get done.
But we're good now, or is?
Yeah, all good now, yeah, all good now.
I have no other questions.
They control a lot, them office managers, so there's a lot of stuff that we were missing, and so.
Any questions, Rob?
No.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion. The recommended fine was $350 because of your first violation, which was a reprimand in 2021. But I am going to make a motion to recommend a reduced fine of $250. Because this is your second, but be advised, you don't want to get any more, yeah?
Yes, sir.
I'll second the motion.
Been moved and seconded to approve a reduced fine of $250. Any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Fine of $250 is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to agenda item number 32 for LCA Inc., DBA Side Pocket Bar and Grill. Okay. Moving on to agenda item number 33 for 69 Enterprises LLC DBA Smith and Kings.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the Commission, Keith Kiyuchi for the licensee, waive reading of the charge and a plea of no contest.
Motion to accept the plea of no contest.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the plea of no contest. Any nays or with reservation?
None.
Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The plea of no contest is approved. Swallow.
Commissioners, this is a first violation with a recommended fine of $250.
Kiyuchi.
Samantha Moore has tried real hard to run a good bar. And none of the members of this commission were on the commission when she ran into a series of issues. She has since cleaned that up. I asked her what happened. She said she's been busy and simply forgot. So this is a restaurant license. So understand it's not like, you know, the hostess bars where they got to list all the employees. They just got to list the bartenders and the, you know, and the managers. And basically, you talk about 3 people. So she overlooked it, and it was the same as it was the previous year, but she simply overlooked it. So
How long has she been open?
Samantha's had this bar for 8 years, and the first 2 years were really rough.
But, you know, she is familiar with the.
Oh, she's familiar. There's no question. She's been very busy is probably, but that's not an excuse, and that's why I told her. So anyway.
Okay, I'll make a motion to set a fine of $250 as recommended.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve a fine of $250. Any nays or with reservation? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Fine of $250 is approved. Good. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 34 for My Restaurant Group Inc., DBA Shoju Bang. LCV 24-0088.
Yes, may the record reflect Wayne Lucas counsel. We waive reading of the charges, enter a plea of not guilty. And we'll waive reading of the instructions that I am familiar
Okay.
with the instructions.
We'll make a motion to approve a plea of not guilty.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve a plea of not guilty. Any nays or reservation?
None.
Reservation? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. A plea of not guilty is accepted. So we will have that rescheduled.
There is someone in the audience that
Oh.
signed up
Okay, that's
to
right.
testify, but however, since the matter is been designated a contested matter and rescheduled, I'm afraid we're not gonna be able to permit the individual to testify.
So, counsel, you are aware of the requirements for contested hearing?
Yes,
So I don't need to read them,
yes, I waived it. Yeah, I
Okay.
understand.
just double checking.
Yeah, thank you.
So Ms. Collmore, I see you in the audience. Yeah, we apologize, but because of how the plea of not guilty, we're gonna have to reschedule for a contested hearing at a future date.
Would we be able to, because, I'm also discussing this with the Macaulay Wailevi Community Board. Also, I'm on the board of the building, and I'm also discussing this with the head of the Korean Chamber of Commerce, Gina Nishimura, or Nakamura. She wanted to be informed of today's decision. So I'd like to inform all three parties as well. And so when can we expect to know about the hearing dates, and what are the procedures for me?
Yeah, basically, counsel for the licensee will work with the deputy, the adjudications deputies to come up with a mutually agreeable date. So I'm not able to provide you that information right now. But the matter will be published on our agenda. And the deputy corporation counsel have been advised that there is through Ms. Wong, that there is. Oh, okay. That there is interest from the community in terms of the outcome of this particular proceeding.
Okay, when you said mutually convenient, who is it mutually convenient for?
The two counsel.
Okay, and so when would we be notified because of our, travel or work schedule?
We post the
Yeah, we
agenda
post.
is posted a week before the hearing date. I don't know. I guess a request can be made of corporation counsel to advise it once that date has been reached.
So I'll go ahead and find all three members, Gina Nakamura, the Korean Chamber of Commerce, our Nation Community Board, and the Board of the Building Chamber.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Luke. Moving on to agenda item number 35 for Straits Hawaii LLC. Straits?
May I make a comment? Straits did not renew their liquor license, so I have no authority to represent them.
Okay.
We will reschedule.
Well,
We can proceed, but I have no authority.
my suggestion is with respect to agenda items number 28, 30, 32, and 35, we'll reschedule to the next available date, trying to make contact with the various parties.
Okay,
Okay.
agreed. Do we need a motion for that?
No.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you, Ms. Wong. We'll move to other business. Liquor Commission, review of commission experience with pilot program for reduction of fees for special class 10 liquor license applications.
Yeah, we just retained that from the
Okay.
last agenda item. We're not instructed to, yeah.
Nothing updated.
If there's nothing to add, we can just remove it. We just wait instruction in terms of other process and procedure items that the commission may wish to have on the agenda. Next week for the agenda for the 10th, there will be items pertaining to personnel matters and also performance evaluation of the administrator.
We will move to agenda item number 37, liquor administrator, Sir Kilos.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Sal Patilos, Mr. Honolulu Liquor Commission. I dare say this is the first time I've been on this side of the room, so now people can see the left side of my face. In terms of operations, I think, clearly, I think the really critical and important thing for us was the renewal process. And in terms of that, we received 1,453 renewal applications. Of those, as of July 1, 2025, 1,394 had been issued. There are 28 pending applications, that is, applications that still needed to be, that has some, still needs to go through the approval process. 21 pending issuance, that is, those are licenses that somebody has to pick up. And then 10 not renewed. So I think overall, okay, albeit the last couple of days have been really, really hectic. As people have realized that they've missed the opportunity to renew and are now in the process of having to get your approval to renew.
Going to the principal's office.
So I think next week's agenda will be chock full of those.
Okay.
Additionally, I think you all know that it's been difficult for us to recruit people. And I think I just want to acknowledge the fact that our ASO has gone out and used LinkedIn to try and get individuals who would be interested in working for us, at least in the licensing technician capacity. We received we initially received 22 applications, and of those, we upon review, Chief Investigator Neri thought that maybe 2 of those were worthy of an interview. Additionally, we got another 33 in the meantime, and so we'll be reviewing those as well. And hopefully there will be more people who pique our interest, and hopefully we'll be able to. Again, I think it's critical for us to fill those personal services contracts simply because of the need to add capacity to licensing, especially in terms of dealing with the requests that have kind of that have lain fallow for a while. And I say that just simply because when you look at the data with regard to new applications and requests, you see that there's a quantum difference in the time that requests have been around as opposed to new applications, although both of them are relatively long. So I'm not minimizing the issues that we have with new applications as well, but I think we need that capacity. Additionally, we provided answers to HGA to questions they had about the uniform policy. I think we're on track. I believe the consultation is close, and unless we hear something other from HGA, we will begin with the uniform policy on the 8th of July. That's Tuesday. We are also with the consultation on uniform policy closed and policy implemented. We will now move on with the body worn camera policy. Before HGA provided us with a cease and desist order in early May, or prior to May 1, they had submitted questions to us about the body worn cameras. We are aware of those questions. We've drafted responses to those, and once we begin the process, hopefully we'll be able to provide those in a quick manner, and we move forward with this. I think you all know that we're trying to address the things that the policies regarding initiatives that we have in terms of our operations sequentially, and so we're just trying to do that so that we focus on those things, get them done, focus on the next one, get them done, and hopefully not go into the confusion that we have when we provide things comprehensively. I think that's what we have. I believe, as Mr. Rai, as Assistant Administrator Rai said, that there are items in the process and procedures next week. I would also like to say that probably for the 17th, I'd like to review where we are with regard to the systems review. Yeah, with the systems review recommendations.
Okay.
I think there are some items there that need to be, that you need to know as a commission. And the public needs to know as a commission, the public needs to know as to what we've done. And the progress that we've made on those recommendations.
So put that 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, on the 17th, this month.
Okay.
And with that, I'm open to questions.
Just. There's how many renewals? 1,400?
1,453 that we received. So far, 1,394 have been issued.
Okay.
There are a few with issues that are pending approval, but and I said, and there are some that are in the bin just waiting for somebody to pick them up.
Okay, thank you.
There's total licenses are 1,500 or?
Typically around that,
Yeah.
you know, not counting the specials.
Yeah, so. And other questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Patillo. We'll move on to agenda item number 38, Liquor Commission announcements. Announcements? We are hoping that the chair and vice chair will return next week. Would be great.
I think we did very well without them.
Yeah, not bad.
Excellent job,
guys.
Commissioner Hill. Good job handling the adjudication. Thank you.
We'll
With
get
that-
better.